ever been totally strangled by disappointment? Have you ever had your heart just so like wrung so tight, so gripped, kind of like how you wring out a wet rag? Have you ever had your heart feel like it's being twisted like a wet rag with disappointment? I certainly have. I have. And it is painful. In fact, did you just, right when I said that, did you almost feel like a chest pain? You know what I mean? Like, it literally feels like that's like, someone is just like squeezing the blood right out of your innards, right out of your heart. Disappointment can be really powerful. And there's something recently that I learned about it. And it just happened to be off on a trip in the middle of the ocean, the Arctic Ocean, where I happened to be journaling. And I asked myself the question, what has disappointment done in my life? Okay. And so here I was just kind of journaling and looking back on my year. And there were some things that I was just not happy about, right? I broke my ankle last year and I used that as an excuse. Actually, I can't even say it was an excuse. I used it as wasn't an excuse. What was it? Maybe it was an excuse. I'm trying to find a different word and I'm not finding it. But my point is that it wasn't like, I can't work out now. No, I knew full well that I could still be working out my arms. My ankle's broken. Okay, so I have this huge cast on my ankle. Didn't mean I couldn't still keep up some kind of physical fitness, but I just chose willingly, willfully, disobediently, rebelliously to just say, forget it. I'm going to use this time to not do anything, right? That's what I did. I purposely just said, I broke my ankle. It's supposed to be healed in 6 weeks. Guess what? It wasn't. And I had lost the momentum for physical fitness. I also, when I threw out the physical fitness thing, I'm like, I'm throwing out how I'm eating too. And I just like, like I just let myself have anything and everything. I tend to just drink water. I drank all kinds of things, right? I started having some sodas. I had too much wine. I just had too much of everything, right? Okay, I don't generally eat sugar, right? I got myself healthy about 2 years ago and got really lean, down my body fat from 28% down to 13% body fat in about 6 months or so. And so here I was like, I was lean and mean and just like feeling so good. And my arms had these little bumps, right? Versus the cottage cheese that was all over my arms. The cottage cheese was all over my legs and all over my stomach. I got rid of it all. And then when I broke my ankle, I'm like, meh, who cares? And I just let it go, right? And so I was eating everything. I was drinking everything. I was not doing anything to stay strong, fit. And I'm like, it's 6 weeks. I'm just going to give myself a break for 6 weeks. Stupid, right? Well, no, it was 6 months. My ankle did not heal for 6 months. There's still days where it screams at me, still days where I feel like it cusses me out, even now. Especially if I put a pair of heels on, it's like, wow, ouch, it's still not quite normal. They say that's what happens when you get a little older. Anyway, but hear me, friend. So have you ever been in that place? And by the way, I have since trimmed myself back down again. In fact, in January, I had lost 10 pounds right away and cut my body fat down about 6% in about 6 weeks. About 6%. No, 7%. Wow, that's a big win. About 7% in about 6 weeks, which isn't bad. I was at 26% again and then down to 19%. And, so again, I'm like totally, I'm all in on it again. Anyway, but listen to me, friend. So here's the deal. So when I was journaling this, I was like, oh man, I'm just so disappointed in myself. I can't believe I did that. Why did I make that choice? And I knew I was making it. And again, it wasn't an excuse. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this time to have some freedom. So when January came around, I'm like, why did I do this? Gosh, I didn't need to do that much. I could have at least done something. So again, part of it was a lesson to learn, right? It was a discovery. It was like hey, girlfriend, all right, sure. Let's see what this journey takes me on. Well, it took me to a place of disappointment. I was so disappointed in myself. In the month of December, as I was looking back on the year, like, why did I do that? I broke my ankle in May. Here it is December. I am out of control with my food. I am out of, it is almost like an addiction now, right? It's like, bread, Skittles, cheese, just give me all of it, right? And I just didn't stop. And so when January rolled around and December rolled around, I'm like, oh my gosh, all that time that I got my self-control and I was super diligent and I brought that excellence. What did I do with my excellence and diligence? What did I do with myself? Why did I go this far? And so that the heaviness, have you ever felt the heaviness of disappointment, right? Whether it is like in your finances. I remember when I was diagnosed with a fatal heart condition at the age of 30. And I remember looking at that time and the doctor saying, you cannot fly, you cannot work, you have to reduce your stress because the side effect of your heart condition is a sudden death. No one will be able to save your life. You're going to drop dead and that's it. It's over. There's no ambulance that will get to you in time to revive you. There is no reviving you, Danny. Your heart condition is going to kill you. Awesome. And I remember going, I'm 30. We have made so much money. What do we do with it? Now we had almost $1 million worth of debt between a mortgage and cars and credit cards. Whoa. And I remember just being so disappointed. I'm 30 years old, and the doctor's telling me I can't ski, I can't play basketball, I can't run around with my kids, okay? We have to shrink our house down, we got to change our whole life, and I have to stop working, I have to stop traveling, and I love to travel. I'm like, I'm going to live like a 95-year-old who has 3 hip replacements. That's what I was thinking. So wrung with disappointment, like you wring out a rag. And that's kind of how I was feeling in December as I was evaluating the year about how I was, like out of control. And I felt like I almost had a food addiction that I started for myself and a lazy addiction as far as physical fitness wise. Certainly not lazy. I'm a busy person, but I'm just saying I wasn't doing anything to keep myself strong. I just totally forsook the decisions that I had made 3 years before. So long and the short of it is this. Have you ever done that? Have you ever dealt with disappointment? Have you ever felt that you just want to cry or you want to punch something or you just feel like it's hopeless, like it's not going to turn around? I lost all that time. I lost all that momentum. I chose to lose it all. This wasn't like, oh, poor me, I broke my ankle. No, I wasn't playing that card. It was I'm going to use this time for some freedom. Ooh, let me tell you what I learned about myself. Danny and freedom can get in trouble. Yeah. What about you? How are you using your freedom? Are you using your freedom to succeed or are you using it to fail? Are you using your freedom to keep you stuck, to make you mediocre, to pull you backwards? Or are you using your freedom to propel you forward? The price of disappointment. It could be a pretty deep pit that you fall into when you're there. In fact, I started to write some things down. It's kind of a note I wrote to myself. Like, man, I'm disappointed. I let myself lose my fitness. I let myself lose my health. I worked so hard for it, and yet here I am disappointed. I've easily made bad choices. Disappointed that I let my business even during that time just go. I've been a mediocre CEO. I've been a mediocre speaker. I've been a mediocre author. Where is my excellence and where is my diligence as I'm reevaluating myself, like really looking hard in the mirror? Where am I as a wife right now? Have I let that go too? I'm super disappointed in my sin. Super disappointed that I have failed others. Super disappointed that I've done this. Then I wrote down the word dis-appointed. It was a trip. Disappointed. As I'm writing all this stuff down, and mind you, when you look at yourself soberly, I'm like, I'm not really giving my business all that I should give it. Our vision is 100 million lives by 2035, and this is past December, and I'm like, wow, I just have not been on my game. And, how committed am I to the vision? Danny, are you really committed or are you not? Are you going to skate by on the minimums or are you going to step up your game? Are you going to get better in what you do? You wrote 3 best-selling books. Where's your 4th one? Like, I hate writing books. I don't like it. You hear what I'm saying? You could have a whole lot of success, climb yourselves directly into the putrid, smelly, dead pond of comfort zone. And while you're in it, you start to smell the stench. You're like, I need to get out of here. Do you know what happens when water isn't moving, when it's just still? It's a place for mosquitoes to grow. And it stinks. It just stinks. And you might be in one right now and not even realize it. Could be why you and I are having this conversation. So as I'm writing this to myself, I start to write the word disappointed again, but this time I wrote down dis, and I just halted me. Dis. Appointed. The word appointed is in disappointment. Disappointed. So dis, which is what? And so I'm on a boat right in the middle of the Arctic Ocean, so I can't, the South Sea, I have no internet, so I don't have a way to like do what I normally would do, is just like study a word for hours. I know I'm strange. Anyway, so I wrote down dis. I'm like, is that the same? Appointed. Dis dash appointed. Disappointed. Is appointed the word, the root word here? And the dis is like dismantling the appointment that I have? I'm just going to read you my journal notes, okay? Dis. What is dis? It's like as in disrespect. It's something that has no value, to tear something apart, to take something down, right? Like disrespect, dismantle. It's like someone has a mantle, they have a calling, it's taking yourself off, or that person being pulled off. Disapproved. Appointed is the truth, I wrote down. Disappointed is the lie, or the wrong position of the word. Appointed is called. Appointed is secured for something specific. Appointed is pointed in a specific direction. Think about this. Oh my gosh. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? So what part did disappointment play in my life? It has my life in deep sadness and afraid to be happy. Disappointed people are afraid to be happy. They are in deep sadness. Like, disappointed people feel like they don't deserve to experience joy. They don't deserve to experience happiness, a feeling that they don't deserve anything good. So disappointed people withdraw, they are fearful, and they rack up more disappointments. But look, think about this. Isn't this crazy? Disappointed. The truth is, you've been appointed. You've been approved. You've been you have a mantle, a calling set before you. You've been positioned, right? So pointed, point. So you're pointed. If you're disappointed, you're pointed in the wrong direction. Your mind, your eyes, your mouth is pointed in the wrong direction if you are disappointed. And so if you are disappointed, then step up and point yourself in the direction where you want to go. Point yourself, because you've been appointed, in my opinion, by Almighty God. You've been appointed for such a time as this. You've been appointed to be completely debt-free. You've been appointed to be completely debt-free. You've been appointed to be completely debt-free. Are you hearing me? You have been appointed to be wealthy. Deuteronomy 8:18, a powerful wealth scripture, where he says, "It is I who have given you power to create wealth." That is, you have been appointed to create wealth. That means now it's time to learn the skills on how to do it. You've been appointed to it. Now you got to learn it. Just like King David at 16 years old, he was anointed and appointed as king. However, he was still a child and someone else was already king. So he learned. This is the time of his learning. This is the time of his development. This is the time for the warrior to rise up, to fight a lion, to fight a bear, and to fight some Philistines, right? To even have to protect himself from his own father-in-law, who was the king eventually. So there is that appointed time. There's the appointment for the appointed, and there's that appointed time to learn the skills to reach your destiny. And there is a time to walk in that destiny. Okay? So look, disappointed. So you have been pointed in the wrong direction. Just as I was pointed in the wrong direction, I pointed myself, and everything that went in my mouth was pointed in the wrong direction. So obviously January 2nd, it was like, done. And it started with nothing but fruits and vegetables for like 26 days of fruits and vegetables to like clean myself out of all the putrid things that I should not have had in my body. All the sugar, all the list goes on of all the horrible things that I was putting in my mouth that I just don't normally eat, but I chose to. Okay, so hear me out, friend. You have been appointed to be financially free. I know that from the best success book ever written. So if you're not financially free, it's because there's something stopping you from that. And it ain't the devil. It's the devil in your head. The one you created all by yourself called excuses. That's your devil. Oh, Danny, I've heard about first steps to success, but I can't afford to go. Okay, how long do you want to stay broke? Come on, Sally, who's shoveling it in every day. How long do you want to stay stuck, Steve? How long do you want to stay stupid, Sam? How long? Choice is yours. How long do you want to stay disappointed? How long do you want to stay disappointed in your finances? How long do you want to stay disappointed with your financial future? How long do you want to stay disappointed in your work life? How long do you want to stay disappointed in your sales that they're not big enough? How long do you want to stay disappointed in your sales force who is not talented enough? How long do you want to stay disappointed in your staff who is whining and complaining about their jobs and you're working your butt off to even create a job for them? How long do you want to stay disappointed at your spouse? How long do you want to stay disappointed at your sex life? How long do you want to stay disappointed about what the scale is telling you? You got on the scale this morning and it said, you is fat, get off and stop eating, right? I've had the scale say that to me before, that's for sure. How long do you want to stay disappointed in the fact that your kids are not making wise choices? How long do you want to stay disappointed in the fact that your health sucks? How long do you want to stay disappointed that your life is boring? How long? How long do you want to stay disappointed? The choice is yours. Point yourself in the direction of first steps to success right now. June 28th through the 30th. Give me 3 days of your life, and I promise you in the 30 days following, you will have more money in your bank account. If you are in business, it's going to grow. You're going to learn things that are going to help your sales force grow, so you better bring your sales force with you. Inside of 30 days, after you give me 3 days of your life, give me 3 days of your life. In the next 30 days, you will not recognize your marriage, your kids. You will not recognize your work life, and you will not recognize your bank account because there'll be more money in your bank account than you thought was possible. I'm going to show you exactly how to make that bank account grow. So by July 31st, that if you have not had those things happen to you, then guess what? I'm giving you your money back. The ticket is $799. You're going to get all of it back on July 31st. Put it in your calendar. July 31st, I'm calling 866-760-8255 to say, give me a refund because I did not have more money in my bank account. I did not grow in my career. I did not have a better marriage, and I did not get better kids, and I did not have a better look out on myself. Listen, I am so confident that inside of 30 days after that 3 days you give me of your life, give me 3 days. And this former broke homeless cocktail waitress who made $1 million in 2 short years from 21 years old to 23, that today is a multimillionaire who does not take a salary from my business. The salary check is written over to free kids from the sex trade, to give food to widows and orphans, to bring water, fresh, clean water for the rest of their lives to over 1 million people. Last year alone, we built 500 houses, freed 1,500 kids from the sex trade. We fed 242,000 people, brought medical and food to all of those people. Listen to me, friend. Give me 3 days of your life. And in the 30 days following, you will have more money in your bank account. You'll have your $799 back. Easy. That's the first thing that you're going to make within the first few weeks. It's going to be sitting right there in your bank account. When you end up that next month, you'll see at least $799 in that account, plus far more if you follow what I tell you to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to make that bank account grow. And if in 30 days it doesn't grow, you're calling me for a refund, and I will gladly give it to you. You know why? Because I don't want your money. Because if you have not made your bank account grow, if you have not paid off debt in 30 days, if you have not done things inside your job that is causing you to get promoted or to make things easier or to reduce your stress at work as well as at home, if it has not improved your marriage or improved your kids, that means you went there, you spent 3 days and you twiddled your thumb, you daydreamed, you were on Facebook, you didn't follow a darn thing I told you to do. And I don't want your money if you ain't going to listen. I'm not your entertainer. I'm not your radio talk show host. I'm not your TV talk show host. I am not your celebrity. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your prostitute. I ain't your politician either. You can listen to all of them. They can make all kinds of promises to you and never deliver anything. Actually, the prostitute delivers a little something. But I ain't those people. What I am is I am passionate about your life changing. I am passionate about changing the world. I am passionate about 100 million lives being changed forever. I am passionate about people learning what they should have learned in school, at church, and at home. But for whatever the reason was, they didn't learn those things that were actually the real things that you need in order to be on top of the world. In order to not be broke and mediocre with a boring or an okay marriage. To not be average like everybody else. I'm passionate about you crossing the line as I have. Yeah, the line from broken, mediocre, and broken, and disgusted and busted up in every way, badly abused as a kid, and then abusing myself, to a completely different life. Traveling the world, helping people to succeed, and taking the money to those who've been captive to extreme poverty. Choice is yours, friend. Go to DannyJohnson.com. Click on events. You'll see First Step Success, June 28th, 29th, and 30th. You'll see it right there. There's also one happening in Australia and in Canada and in Latvia. If you are in those countries or anywhere near those countries, get registered right now for those events. Get registered right now for those events. And I promise you, within 30 days, your bank account will have more money. You will certainly have the whole $7.99 back easily. You will absolutely have either less stress, more fulfillment, and or you're on your way to a job promotion. If you're in sales, you're going to make more money, which is one of the ways of how you're going to make your bank account grow. Okay? You're going to have a better marriage, and you will have, oh my gosh, so much less stress at home. Guaranteed in 30 days. Or you're calling me, and I'm giving you your money back, no questions asked. Okay? So, go there right now. Call our phone number right now. Get yourself registered. 866-760-8255. In fact, let me tell you what I'm going to do. Right now, this is what I'm going to do. The event is taking place in, 3 weeks. Yep, in 3 weeks. So, for the first 3 people who call our office right now, I'm going to give you $300 off. $300 off right now. Your ticket is not $300 off right now. It's not $7.99. I'm going to give you $4.99 for the first 3 people who call right now. Not the 3 people who go to the website. 3 people who call right now, you will get this for $4.99 right now. Only 3. Only 3. That's all that's going to get it. So if you're seeing this too late, all long after, sorry, you can still get it for $7.99. So 3 people are going to get it for $4.99. You let them know, I just saw Danny. I just heard her show. I just heard this video. This is what she said. I want my ticket for $4.99. Did I make it inside of the 3? Call right now. Somebody else is calling. The phones are ringing. The phones are ringing. 866-760-8255. Here it is again. 866-760-8255. 866-760-8255. Call right now. And or, if you missed it, $200 off. You're going to save $200 right now. It's worth every penny. It's 100% 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose besides your old, boring life. You have nothing to lose but your old, broke life. You get to go back to your broke life if these 3 days don't work. I guarantee you that they will work. So guarantee it that I will give you your money back. DannyJohnson.com. Click on events. That's one N and an I. DANI, Johnson.com. I'll see you in 3 weeks, June 28th through the 30th. Bye.